Hello, Master Gary Hernandez here. I had an email a couple days ago from a gentleman. He asked me two direct questions. One of them was, what kind of knife do I carry for self defense? And the second question was, is it a high dollar knife or is it a cheap knife? Well, I carry one primary knife and then I'll carry a couple different backups from time to time. Now, I have a lot of different knives. I have a lot of folders and I have a lot of fixed blades. But because he asked me basically for self-defense, I'm not going to talk about any of my fixed blades. Because I only carry a fixed blade if I'm basically kayaking, fishing, something like that, or hiking. For around town, for pure self-defense, I carry a tactical folder. Now, my primary knife I carry is an Emerson CQC 16. And then for a backup knife, I'll carry something smaller. I have a ton of different knives. I have everything from different Spydercos to Benchmates to Emersons to Kershaws to Gerber to SOG, Case, Columbia River Knife and Tool. I have a lot of knives over the decades that I've been collecting, and some were given to me as gifts. But what I like about the Emerson CQC 16 is the fact that it deploys extremely fast and opens up, ready for action. This knife has the patented wave opener, which as you're pulling out of your pants, it will deploy. Not to mention the fact that I can easily pop it open and get ready to go. Now, for a backup knife, I'll carry something smaller, like this Kershaw, or my SOG or something like that, or the SOG Twitch, or maybe my smaller Spyderco. But my primary knife that I carry is this one. Now, this knife is a high dollar knife. Anybody that knows Emerson knows that for a fact. Their knives are not cheap. They're made in the USA, and this is not an endorsement for Emerson knives. I bought this CQC 16, which they discontinued this model. But the reason I like this knife, now first off, I paid, and this knife, I bought it in 2008, and I paid $175 for it. Before this knife was discontinued, it was going for $240. Most Emerson knives are in the $200 to $300 range. Now people are going to go, what the hell, man? I'm not going to pay that much for a knife. And that's your right not to. But because I'm a big knife guy, because we teach tactical knife fighting, because I believe in having the proper tool that's going to help me out, I prefer this knife. And the reason is again, bought it in 2008. We're in 2019. I carry this knife every day. Maybe a couple times out of the decade, I may not have had it with me for one reason or another. But I carry this knife everywhere, to work, in my car, it's on me. Now, what makes this knife, or actually, let me rephrase that. What makes a high dollar knife great value? That old saying, you pay what you get for it. And that's exactly right. I have cheaper knives and I've dropped them and had to readjust them. They wouldn't close, so they hit kind of hard on the concrete. I've had this knife for well over 10 years. And you can see it's pretty worn. But you know what? Closes with no problem, opens with no problem. This knife has never let me down. That's why I carry it. That's why I pay top dollar for knives. Knives that are going to be there. This is an investment. So I paid $175. After 10 years, I've gotten my money out of it, without a doubt. The only thing I've had to do to this knife is sharpen it. That's it, from time to time. Never had to readjust it. Never had to have it replaced for parts or sent in or anything. This knife is solid. So when you want to carry a knife that's going to be with you for years and years and years, you're going to want to get a good knife. I can't tell you to buy an Emerson, to buy a Benchmade, Spyderco, SOG. They're all great companies, and I have each one of those companies. Now, I don't have all their knives, but I have a few from each company. But this is the one that I carry with me because it's proven in a pinch when I needed it. And it's never failed me. And after 10 years, it's a testimonial to this knife. So, to answer your question, I carry an Emerson CQC 16 And yes, it is a high dollar knife. But again, you get what you pay for, and that's why I carry it. So, that's up to you guys what you want to carry. Like I said, this knife has never let me down. So hopefully that answers your question. Think about what you're carrying. Does that mean I can't carry a cheaper knife? No, you can. Absolutely. Will it help me in self-defense? If you know how to use it, yes, it will. If I drop it a couple times, can it get damaged or do I have to adjust it? More than likely. And trust me, if you're working with knives as long as I have, you are going to drop them. So again, it's preference up to you. I just recommend getting something that's going to be great to have, that's going to be worth the money. So hopefully that answers your question. Gary Hernandez, and thank you.